what's up? It's me, Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. And before we get started with today's video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. So today's video is going to be my May and June wrap up. So I didn't do a wrap up in May, so we're just going to add that onto my June wrap up. And so let's get started. So we're going to start with the books I read in May. So first we have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is the first book in the Never After series. It is a Peter Pan reimagining. It's like very loosely based on Peter Pan. And it is a dark romance. I gave it 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Next is Annihilation, which is the first book in the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. This is a sci-fi. I gave it 4 stars and I really liked it. Next, I read an arc, which was Harbinger of Justice by Andrew Watson. I gave this book 3 stars. I thought it was a great first book. It's his debut book, and it was the first ever arc I read. I have a whole reading vlog for it on my channel, and I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. And sorry about that. Next, I read Layla, which I give 4.5 stars. This is by Colleen Hoover, and it is a paranormal romance fiction type of book. Next, I read Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, which I gave 5 stars. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. The first book is The Fine Print, which I also loved and gave 5 stars. I know most people prefer the second book over the first one, but personally, I like The Fine Print more, so that's just my unpopular opinion, but I still did love this one. This one follows Declan and Iris, and this series is 3 books long, and it follows 3 different brothers. And next I read Forever Odd, which is book 2 in the Odd Thomas series by Dean Koontz. I gave this 4.5 stars. I didn't love it as much as the first book because I gave the first book 5 stars, but I did still really like it. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as the first one because one of my favorite characters, the 2 main characters in the first one of them isn't in the second one. So didn't think I would like it as much, but I still gave it 4.5 stars. I still really enjoyed it. Next, I read The Stolen Kingdom by Bethany Adazada, which I gave 4.5 stars. I really like this book. There's something in my eye. This is the first book in the Stolen Kingdom series. This is an Aladdin retelling, and all the books in this series are like fairy tale retellings, reimaginings, like fairy tale elements. This one is Aladdin, and I really liked it and would like to continue the series. And the next one, I believe, is The Little Mermaid. So next, I read Beast and Beauty. Oh, that's the end for May. So that is all the books I read in May. Now on to the books I read in June. I read Beast and Beauty by Somanche Nanny. I gave it 4.5 stars. This was a short story collection. I have a vlog on my channel where I read this and The Stolen Kingdom, and I talk all about my ratings for each individual short story. So go check that video out. It's under my playlist reading vlogs. Next, I read Twisted Games by Anna Huang, which is book 2 in the Twisted series. I gave this book 5 stars. It is my favorite. I gave the first one 5 stars as well, but I like this one more. Reese Larson is my new book boyfriend, and I love this book so much. It's one of the best books I've read this year. Speaking of best books, and that's by Anna Huang. Speaking of best books I've read this year, another best book of the year is Pinky Promise by Rebecca Rennick. I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. This book follows, it's a grumpy sunshine. It's just such a good book, and I just loved it so much. It's one of my best books of the year, and it's the first book in a series. It came out this year, so it's a new release. And next I read If the Magic Fits by Susan Maupin Schmid, and this is the first book in the 100 Dresses series. I gave it 4.5 stars. Thought this was such a cute middle grade, and it's basically about this worker in a castle. She's a kid. She's like 10 or 12 or something, and she works in the castle, and she tries on different dresses, and each dress gives her a disguise to be a different person. That's like in the castle. So she gets to do things and go places she would not have with her low status. Next, I read Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it, possibly even more than the first book. I think more than the first volume, which I also gave 5 stars. And I just love this series. It's so cute, wholesome. It is a graphic novel series. It's YA about 2 boys, and it's their love story. It's their friendship and their romance. and Charlie is gay and Nick is bisexual, and it is just such a good book. Next, I read The Little Tea Shop on Main by Jodie Thomas. Gave this book 5 stars. It was so emotional, and it was just such a good book. It was a women's fiction with a heavy romance plot. There were several different romances throughout the book, and although I didn't ship all of the couples, I still really enjoyed the book and the friendship. It follows 3 girls and their friendship through the years, and I really liked it. Next, I read Part of Your World by Liz Braswell. 5 stars. This is a Little Mermaid retelling, part of the Twisted Tales series. And it is, I've read 6 of the Twisted Tales books, and this one would have to be my 3rd favorite. So 5 stars, really enjoyed it. And yeah, next I read Killjoy by Holly Jackson, which is part of the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. It is book 0.5. It is the prequel novella. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved it until the end because I did not like how it ended. Let's just say her theory was wrong and it should have been right. Next book I read was Travis by Mia Sheridan. I loved this book, 5 stars. So good, had emotional parts. I loved Travis and Haven so much and their relationship, and it's just so good. You need to go read it. Next, I read Under One Roof by Allie Hazelwood, which is the first book in the Steminist novellas by her. I gave it 5 stars. This may be the best Allie Hazelwood book I've ever read. It might be better than All of My Hypothesis, but I'm not sure. Next, I read Stuck With You, which is book 2 in the novella series. I give this 3.5 stars. I was honestly quite disappointed with it. I still quite enjoyed it, but it was disappointing compared to the other books I have read by her. But I did like it, and I forgot to mention these are all enemies to lovers, forced proximity. Next, I read the 3rd and final novella, and that is Below Zero, which I gave 5 stars. I love this one. And yeah, next I read the last book I read in June, my most recent finish, is Alice Fleck's Recipes for Disaster by Rochelle Delaney. I give this book 5 stars. It is a middle grade mystery with baking and cooking, and it is just so sweet, and I loved the characters, and I loved the book. I did not see the mystery, like who it was happening. I did not suspect them at all, and so I really enjoyed it. And those are all the books I read in the months of May and June. And before you go, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on post notifications. And also give this video a green emoji. Comment a green emoji if you made it this far. And I will see you guys next time.